Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bitcoin Treasuries World number 46, where we're going to talk about a great conference that is about Bitcoin accumulating companies happening next week in New York City, that is being organized and professionalized by these three gentlemen here, Tim and Ed and Adrian. So we're here to learn a lot more about that. I will be going myself and play a role in it, and I'm very much looking forward. And I know Sailor is going, and you guys can update the viewers on everything going on that is very exciting. And also just if I know there's still tickets, if you want to get a ticket and if you want to get 15% off, then the code AndersBTC15 gets you 15% off.
Nope. With that, Anders BTC 21. I sent you a new code, man.
Okay. There you have it. So Anders BTC 21, and you'll get 21% off. Thank you so much, Ed. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, Tim, Adrian, Ed, good to see you. Welcome to the show. Why don't you take it away? And Ed and Adrian, it's the first time I meet you guys. It's a pleasure. Take it away and tell us what's going to happen next week, and why is it going to be interesting, and why, if someone has investments in this space, might it be a good idea to invest a little bit in getting more knowledge and getting hand-to-hand conversations with some of the leaders in this space, like Sailor's going to be there. Gentlemen, please take it away.
Go, Tim.
I was going to throw it to Adrian. It's like hot potato over here, guys. So we're going to have over 30 Bitcoin treasury companies represented, all the way from New York to Australia to the UAE, France, Asia, and beyond. So unfortunately, the MetaPlanet folks are a little busy at the moment, so I don't think any of them are attending. But they're very excited for us. And I don't think I knew when we first announced this that it would be at the size and scale and production level that it is. And I'd love for Adrian to maybe introduce himself for those not familiar, and kind of give us a little lay of the land from the production side. And then Ed has been fearlessly leading the programming and sponsorships and literally everything that everybody throws at him, because I'm busy tweeting all day long.
We know. Adrian.
Wonderful to meet you, Anders, and thank you for having me. I don't know how I found myself here. It's been a very long and strange journey, but honestly, it's been some of the most fun that I've had in the last few years. My background is kind of traditional media. I came from working in Hollywood and in television for the last 25 years, a lot of film and commercials and you name it, and started at the very bottom and ended up coming all the way up. I'm a member of the Directors Guild of America as a director, and Producers Guild as a producer, and also IATSE as a cinematographer. So kind of, jack of all trades, master of none. But I found myself doing big scaled up television shows was sort of where my specialty was. They call them shiny floor shows, competition shows for Disney and Fox and NBC and ABC and these kind of things. And that was just where I did a lot of work for many, many years. And as we came into this, and Tim and Ed approached me, and I've told the story a few times, but it was like right out of the gate, their ideas were just so fresh. I've been doing the conference thing for the last few years, and get a chance to kind of see them, and I never thought to myself, wow, like this could be done more like we do a TV show, And when Ed and Tim first brought the idea of the Unconference, to me and said, hey, would you be interested in kind of partnering with this? Honest, I was like, yes. And then when they told me what they had envisioned, I was like, we have to do this. So there's so many really cool techniques and people, crew, styles, things that we're going to be bringing to this event that is just going to make it, I think, unforgettable for people if you're able to attend in person. A lot of that will translate to the live stream. We're really taking a lot of care to protect that. So the viewing experience is going to be very immersive, and we're going to try to do just things that feel fun and I don't know if that's a word we use a lot when we're talking about, Bitcoin treasuries and MNAV and, how exciting it's going to be. But we really just want to make it a show. And like I said, I think unforgettable is the word that we keep coming back to. And so, yeah, that's, I guess, sort of a sneak peek without
Right.
going into too much.
Nice. So it's like you're basically doing a whole media production on it as well, with the purpose of, is that streaming it live, sharing the good footage afterwards, or how will people benefit from the media production you're doing? How will they access it?
I mean, protecting the live experience is our number one goal. So we never want anything else to get in the way of the event itself. Ed and Tim and so many incredible people behind the scenes have been just working like day and night to make sure this thing is interesting, engaging, goes off without a hitch. And so we want to protect that. And so our team is really there to support that. The next sort of priority for us is to make the live stream just feel as seamless as possible, like you would experience if you were watching a live television show. And we've got welcome videos, we're gonna have lighting cues, we're gonna have music cues, we're gonna have lasers. No, maybe not yet, but hope maybe, we'll see. We're just trying to just make it fun and like I said, kind of bring this technique, and so a lot of that will carry over into the live stream experience. And then, yes, afterwards, we're going to have a whole bunch of different kind of assets that we're going to be able to release outward. And, I think that's something that I'm excited to talk to Tim and Ed about, is like protecting the investment. Out of this will come this archival footage, this incredible learning materials and educational materials that I think so much can be done with, and to help support the community and just educate people, for time to come. And really quick, Anders, you had asked something up front, like why should people go? And my first Bitcoin Treasury event was in January at Anthony Papiano's Bitcoin Investor Week. I got invited through a friend, Mike Flom, who's a mutual friend of Tim and I, Grain of Salt, and Ed knows Grain. And he invited me out and said, you should come to this. And I went, and I really, I'm not really an high profile investor. I think the space is awesome, but I remember that was the first time I heard Simon Garovich speak, and he was on stage. And at the time, nobody really was talking about Metaplant. That everybody was talking about strategy and similar groups, some of the other groups. Nobody's talking much. And he was up there saying, look, there's $4 trillion of trapped capital in Japan, and we think we're gonna unlock a lot of that by following the Sailor playbook. And immediately, I said, "Oh, that's really smart. I should probably invest a little bit in some Metaplanet," and I'm really glad I did. And I think that these kind of events just give you that sort of opportunity. You don't know always exactly where it's going to go, but you're right there. You're up front, and you have a in-person view to get educated and make your own decisions. So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and I can only speak for my own account of attending Bitcoin conferences a lot since 2021, which was my first one in Miami. That it's a combination of the great presentation speakers, panels, but it's also very much meeting people in person. And if it's a space that, the value that comes out of that really is just so much, in my opinion. But yeah, thanks for that, Adrian. So, but what you're saying is that the people that don't attend, which sadly will miss that person to person, which I find super valuable, will be able to see some of what's going on a YouTube channel or live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It'll be hosted through Tim's YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, and then also on X. And I'm not sure. I think a few other places too might be carrying it.
Awesome.
It'll be everywhere.
So, Tim or Ed, you guys want to build on that? And by the way, Adrian, really nice to finally meet you. Ed or Tim, you guys want to build a bit on the conference?
Yeah. So I'm still a Tony short of my EGOT. I'm going to be in LA Sunday night. I'm up for 3 Emmys. So I got the background in the production space. No, I'm just messing with you. I used to work for Bitcoin Conference, and then I ran the conference for strategy. Not my background at all. I was in manufacturing for 25 years and have been to hundreds of conferences. So just by going to hundreds, I guess that qualifies me. But I've just really felt in the last couple of years that the conferences are getting stale, right? We're getting presentation fatigue, we're getting panel fatigue. And when Tim and I went to this event in Santa Monica last year and said, oh, this is a different way to do it, we said, hey, I want to turn this thing on its head and make it entertaining, make it interactive. And so that's kind of where we got the idea to do it this way. There's not going to be people like going, I'm going to go hang out in the hallway and talk because this is boring. That's just not going to happen. This room's going to be just popping for 7.5 hours straight. We'll see if it works. I'm pretty sure it will, even with the live stream. I think it's going to just be really intense. We're going to have a hard time cutting people off when they just start rambling, but we'll do it. We did the agenda backwards from most conferences out there. Most conferences out there are just desperate to get speaker names, speaker profiles. And I said, no, we came up with, well, we didn't, ChatGPT did, came up with 20 titles for sessions and then put those out to vote to the people who had bought tickets. Got that idea from TabConf in Atlanta, where they put everything on GitHub and people vote for the sessions they want to hear. Once we had the 10 session titles, then went out and found the best possible speakers for those sessions. And so it's not this taking the speakers and trying to force them into a session, but doing it the other way around. Apart from that, just Adrian's production value that he's going to be bringing to this. Saylor reached out to Tim the morning after I agreed to join the project, which wasn't a coincidence. No, it was a coincidence. Yeah, literally the morning after, he's like, it's 8 a.m. He goes, I just got a message. I'm going to do my deadpan Tim Kotzman. I just got a message from Saylor. He wants to come to our event. I'm like, nah, tell him we got Gladiator. We're good. And no, that's the way Saylor works. Even when I was working in strategy, I must have got 100 different inquiries. Can Saylor come to the Swahili Bitcoin Summit? Can Saylor come to the whatever? And I'm like, that's not the way he works. He reaches out to the events that he wants to participate in. So it's an honor that we have him. He'll do his keynote at the beginning, which will be the only slides. Nobody gets tired of his slides. And then he'll be participating in 2 different sessions, one with Jeff Walton, Matt Cole on Bitcoin credit. And then the other one is the last session of the day on what are these treasury companies as a new form of enterprise. And that's with Brian Dixon and Mark Moss. So sprinkled in during the day, we have 8 others that are just going to be fun and hilarious and people interjecting, and Tim and I are going to have to control the mics and see how we're going to choose who talks and who gets to ask questions. And I wanted to get a big gong and just, like.
You should.
I know, but
you and this gong, we might have to make it happen, Ed. I'll talk to the art director, see if she can get one from the prop house.
Maybe Monday night we'll just go to a dispensary and then just head down to Chinatown and find that gong, right?
Adrian, you've worked in Hollywood for so many years. Like, you know how to source good props. You need that. Like, Ed keeps talking about it because he wants it. It's in his heart, and you gotta find it. I think it will add something. I think it'll add a lot to the Unconference to do that.
We could, so if Tim and I are mic'd up and we have a mic and we walk over to somebody that might go longer than 45 seconds, I don't know, just making up a name like Grain of Salt, for example. Just for and
just a random example.
I mean, we mentioned them
earlier.
Shout
out, Grain.
Yeah. And so 45 seconds are up. I can signal back to Adrian in the box and go say, cut his mic, but that's just kind of rude. But if we have a gong, it takes on a whole new. I mean, we could have playoff music. We could do all kinds of things. But the point is not to be rude. It's not to cut people off. It's to say, hey, let's keep this going. Let's keep the conversation going here. And if I was just talking to Jeff Walton a few minutes ago, actually, and on his session with Saylor and him and Matt Cole, I don't expect them to keep their talks under 5 minutes and have it go to the audience. I think that one might actually be those 3 talking for 30 minutes, which is perfectly fine, right? For the topic that they're talking about.
And who was that you say that you will like actually do like keynote or presentation?
Well, no, I mean that session. So you'll have three chairs, Sailor in the middle, Jeff Walton, Matt Cole. Their exact topic is on the tip of my tongue, but it's coming here. Let me get you the topic so you can hear it. It is right here, Bitcoin-backed credit, rethinking risk in a digital economy. So the other sessions, we may go 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes of each of the thought leaders, and then 15 minutes in the crowd. On that session, we may just have those three talk for all 30 minutes. Don't know exactly. We'll kind of see how it goes. Another session I'm really looking forward to is TradFi Media and Bitcoin, Why the Disconnect Persists. That'll be Natalie Brunell, Mike Germano, and TJ Miller. That one's going to raise the roof. Another fun one will be Proof of Reserves, Necessity or Distraction with Adrian Morris, Pierre Richard, and Alex Thorne. That one could get quite heated as well. So it's just a different approach to, getting some liveliness on stage and not just having, three people all agree with each other or a presentation that just was poorly crafted. So we're confident it's going to work.
So the concept here really is, is it too simple to say that part of the concept is to allow more time for Q&A? Like it is a switching of, is that a simplified, is that too simple, say it that way?
Yeah, and I wouldn't just call it Q&A. I would call it town hall. It's like, if so these three people talk about proof of reserves, and then, somebody in the crowd raises their hand, we take the mic over and they have a question or a comment on proof of reserves. And then at the 30-minute mark, boom, it's over. In between the sessions, we're going to have lightning talks. That was inspired. I just picked this stuff up from other places. I didn't think of any of this on my own. Bitcoin Policy Institute had a lightning talks. It was just 3 to 5 minutes. And if you can't explain what you are and what you're doing in 3 to 5 minutes, you probably don't know what you're doing. So we have different service providers, different treasury companies. They're going to get up between the sessions, and in 3 minutes, they've got to explain their story. And another use of the gong. Yeah, nice.
So is SWC, so MetaPlanet can't because they're in this silent period, I presume, and they've been very busy with that giant international race, but they're being represented here through this cap, if nothing else. Strategy is going to be there with Sailor. SWC, are they going to be there?
Well, we got Sailor and CJ. So CJ is I don't know his official title. CJ is their Bitcoin strategy guy. So he'll be on a session titled Driving MNAV, Integrating New KPIs and Traditional Financials with Ryan McGinnis and Adrian Morris. So that one will be really good. But and then there's a couple other strategy people, but they're on the software side of the business that'll be attending as well.
Right.
Who's SWC?
While I remember it, for those who joined later than the exact beginning, Ed actually increased the discount of the discount code I have. So we changed the code as well, or Ed did. But it's happening September 17th. So that is Wednesday next week. Tuesday evening, there's a Pop Key social event. And with the code Anders BTC21, it's actually 21% off. Before it was 15. So thanks for that, Ed. And now you all know. What about H100, Sander Anderson? He's going to be there.
H100, Semler. Let's see if I can go down the list here. Strive, Capital B, America Holdco, Arcadia B from Mexico, Belgravia Hartford from Canada.
DDC with Norma Chu. BTC Agenda,
Concilium, Cooler, Smarter Web. You already said that. We're up to like 30. But then the cooler part is that I could not play on words on cooler, but is that we've got a bunch of private ones. They're out there, right? For every one public one, there's probably 10 private ones, but a lot of them are showing up either because they're on path to IPO or they just they want to learn. Melia's is coming. The list of treasury companies. Let me see if I can do the math here. 67 people from treasury companies. Tyler Evans from UTXO. I hope I'm not doxing anybody here. Sam Callahan. He hasn't announced what project he's going to move on to because it's secret. If anybody knows, put it in the chat.
No, let's not put it in the chat. I'm kidding. But yeah, don't.
Bit Planet, the new one from Korea. So yeah, no, it was a lot more treasury companies than we had hoped for, which is fantastic. We've got a guy, a ninja on business development and reach out, and he's just done a fantastic job of getting them in. And then hundreds of investors, institutional and individual investors. There's going to be a lot of people wanting to write checks in that room.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to, because this is the part of Bitcoin conferences that really has interested me, at least, like, let's say go back to Vegas, and I was in Prague, and then I was in Helsinki. So that was 3 just since the spring. And this is the part that really interests me. And therefore, for me, you guys putting this together specifically on what I care the most about right now, which is Bitcoin accumulating companies, I think is going to be create an awesome momentum within this Discord. And I think the conversations are going to be really interesting. And if anybody want to have anything to do with this space, this is probably the event that you want to be and shake hands and meet people. I'm super excited. And yeah, thanks for having me over, Tim. I'm looking forward. And the only thing I can say is next time, like, I feel one day is not enough. I know it's a lot of work you guys have, but I'm sure there is interest for even a 2-day Bitcoin accumulating company, BTC treasury company, whatever people call it.
We're going to actually do a 21-day event. It will just be back to back to back.
24 hours a day.
24 hours
days.
a day talking about treasuries. No, what we're looking at, just to give you a sneak peek at our January event, just blew the surprise on the January event, is 1 day of matchmaking, B2B matchmaking between treasury companies and investors. We've already scheduled a pipe breakfast for the morning after the 18th, and it was oversubscribed by 10 times. And we're really pissed off a lot of people that wanted to be a part of that, but we just couldn't. It was kind of a last minute thought, and it was like, oops, this would have been a great idea. So anyways, in the next event, we'll be doing something on a much bigger scale where investors on one side of the room and treasury companies on the other side of the room, and just matchmaking so that everybody can do their 15-minute, 20 meetings, and then a whole day of Unconference after that or before that. And yeah, we'll see what this turns into. If the feedback on this event from a production level is really good, then we'll double Adrian's budget from $175 to $350.
Let's go.
And we've been stretching everything. It's good. We're good.
The funny part is Adrian's going to show up. He's going to have like 4 guys with iPhones that are just like, filming on there.
It's still going to look great. Okay, yeah. I promise.
Steve, you're wobbling your phone, man.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, Adrian, can you share a little bit about the behind the scenes? I mean, I think people would be like, my job was on the floor when you told me your crew, which does not include our maybe dozen volunteers, maybe twice that number. Like you have, at least for load in, load out, a staff of 32 people.
Woo. Yeah, a 32-person crew. That includes, it's pretty much all the departments. So that's art department is 6 people. Lighting and grip is like another 8 people. Then we have a camera team, 6 cameras, multiple operators plus assistants. And then our engineering team is actually the biggest team, 8 people. We're working with the best bonded cellular company in New York City, Gotham Sound. I'll give you guys a little shout out here if anybody wants to use them. They're fantastic. And we're going to have dedicated bonded cellular. So if all the Wi-Fi goes out for 6 blocks in New York City, the stream will still be seen in Tokyo and Moscow, wherever you are in the world, you're going to be able to see this thing, which is really cool. But yeah, it's a big crew, and also we're kind of up against it schedule wise because it's not like a traditional convention type venue, and so because of the way that they operate, we weren't able to get a full 12-hour day load in the day before, and so we have a real truncated schedule. We have to basically load everything in 6 hours. Come back in, sort of do our tech rehearsal, make sure keynote is really dialed in, ready to go, then have the full conference, hopefully not go a minute overtime. And then we have to sort of usher everyone out gently and immediately rip everything down and get it out within 12 hours. So it just takes a few extra bodies on the ground to make that happen. But really, we've just, thought about this for weeks and weeks and weeks, how to maximize everything, so that there's just not a wasted minute, in terms of like who's doing what and where. So it's really cool. It's really come together. And Ed, these guys have been, Tim, you guys have been so supportive of all of the crazy ideas we've had, and everything that we've been trying to do here. And so just, I think for me, coming from traditional Hollywood, as you can imagine, like it's not always the most nurturing industry. Usually it's just filled with people that, I don't want to say that. There are a lot of great people. It's a great industry. Love you, Hollywood. But it is a breath of fresh air to, I think you just have like a team that's like, yes, like, yep, let's do it. Yep. Oh yeah, you want to do that? Let's do it. Let's go. Yep. And as long as it's been able to work within the budgets and the time we had, it's been so exciting to just dream up all kinds of crazy ideas. And I think that, yeah, it's exciting to look ahead and think, like, okay, like this is us kind of figuring it out. I've never done a convention. There's a lot of stuff I'm learning on the fly, technically. I usually the show is mine. If I'm directing, every single thing that happens out there in front of the cameras is my world. And that's, and it's not about being a control freak. It's just like, you want to execute at the highest level. So the timing of how people are coming and going, and the music and the lights, and it's all, you want it to be perfect. And this isn't really that. This is like the conference comes first, and we're there to capture it and support, and we're going to have people strategically positioned to help massage words. But it's been a learning process for me as well. And I think I'm confident this is going to go amazing. And then I just think the next one is going to even be like another level up, so I'm excited.
And while we have sold all of the sponsorship opportunities, there are a couple left. Both Tim and I have the back of our suit coats. So if you have your logo, you want to get it on our backs, we are selling that space. And we will do temporary tattoos on our cheeks. And for the right amount of money, Tim will get a permanent tattoo on his forehead of your company name.
Yep. 1 Bitcoin.
1 Bitcoin, Jesus. That's not enough.
I know it's not enough. I know. I wouldn't do that.
But our sponsors have been fantastic. I mean, they're companies that know they have to tell their story. They're companies that realize there's not a lot of opportunities to get in front of this room and 100,000 people online and tell their story, right? We've had a couple call in the last couple of days that are like, damn, man, I missed this one. This is going to be the place to tell our story. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. But the ones who have supported us on this event are going to get their story told, and it's going to be a boom for their business. Fantastic. We can just come back to the next event and tell more stories and get the word out about this stuff. Even the sessions themselves, we're not even going to introduce the people from their company. We're just going to tell you their name. So the sessions are unique in that way, and that it's like, hey, this is Michael Saylor, Jeb Walton, and Matt Cole, right? We don't care what company they're from. They're thought leaders. So yeah, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to everyone who's purchased tickets. There are still some tickets, but the prices are going up and up because we really can't sell anymore. So at this point, we're selling more at higher prices to see how crazy people will get on actually paying for tickets, and then we'll worry about the fire marshal on Wednesday.
So I've done some events. Actually, I did together with my good friend Puppy. We created and hosted a Toxic Happy Hour, a Bitcoin pleb party on a rooftop in Miami. And you reminded me of that because you were talking about the fire regulations. That was the thing that they kept talking about, which meant we had to shut down ticket sales before we wanted to. But Saylor showed up to that event, so that was in May 23 in South Beach. So it's awesome when Saylor shows up at the thing you do.
Yeah, no, and the pub key party that'll happen afterwards. We're not sure how many of the ticket holders, because only ticket holders are going to be able to go to the pub key party the night of the 17th. Who knows how many of them will actually take with a E train, B train. I don't know. I was going to try and think of a train, but I don't know. To pub key, but our good friend Mike Germano has assured us that anyone who wants to get in will get in, or he'll have a plan B, which probably means he's just going to have a cooler full of Pabst Blue Ribbon in the street. But
It's not the worst thing.
no, I'll be outside. That's better. New York City in September with Pabst Blue Ribbon sitting on the curb. That's
Evening temperature in New York City at the moment. What are we talking about here? Is it going to be nice to be standing outside with a?
Oh yeah, like 66 as a low.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So tell me, I know the 16th on Tuesday there is an event at PopKey. That's not part of the Unconference ticket, right? That's a separate thing, or how does that work? And then there's something
more, yeah, that's just more casual, like
Okay.
just show up and,
Okay.
a bunch of people from the conference attendees will be there. So yeah, we plan to be there Tuesday night to hang out at PubKey, and then
So not a ticketed event. You show up and you meet you guys and other people attending.
yep. And then Wednesday morning, 8 a.m., doors open at Levon Midtown, 641 West 42nd. Don't go to the other location. You want to go to the west side of Manhattan. And then we're back at PubKey Wednesday night, 7 p.m. for all ticket holders. And it's going to be a really cool party Wednesday night.
Can't wait. Always enjoy a good party. How many tickets can you totally? How many people in total does the conference match what PopKey can hold? Or
Ed, you can take that one.
yeah, I'm having audio trouble over here.
yeah, okay, yeah. I gotcha. So you'll figure it out.
Just look, when you show up to PubKey and you can't get in, just remember the name, Mike Germano.
Just say, I want to talk to Germano right now. That's the key word to get in.
I know Mike Germano.
That won't help you, but I've seen Mike pull off miracles. Mike ran Bitcoin Conference, Bitcoin Magazine. He ran Vice Magazine. He is the showman. He is a miracle maker. So I'm nervous, but at the same time, I have complete faith that he's going to make this thing just amazing. So we've got a really great sponsor for that party on the 17th, Maxim Group, which is one of the best investment banks out there for creative financing on Treasury deals. Eddie Grossman and his team is just fantastic. So they'll have coasters. They're bringing glasses with their logo on them. Yeah, so it's going to be a Maxim Group party. Yeah. Did I mention the clowns juggling chainsaws?
You did not.
So much to cover.
So much to cover. Can we get names of these clowns? Is it someone we know? No, I'm kidding.
But it's going to be great. And even if you watch it online, you're going to clear your day, because once you tune in at 10 a.m. and you see what we've got, and you're just going to be sitting there with popcorn in front of your screen all day. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Nice. And what are the tickets right now priced at? And then I'm just going to pull that discount code up again. What are we?
We're currently at, drum roll please. I'm at
2,500.
Sold out. What did you do, Tim? Why is
I think we're at $19.95 a ticket.
No, that one says sold out. You put one.
Yeah,
we got to open that up. We got to open up the $17.95 one, Tim.
It says $24.95 right now. On my screen.
Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. Refresh. $24.95, $27.95, $17.95. Okay, refresh.
Okay, I'll refresh. I will refresh. And you know what? I might just also share screen. Right? Why not? Share screen.
There's only a few of these $17.95 ones left, though.
Right. So there you go. $17.95. There's a few of them. And if you look at the discount code there at the bottom of the screen, Anders BTC 21 gets you 21% off. So there you have it. If this is something that you are interested in. And I think things like this, if a lot of us are already invested in this space in like at least one company, right? Like started out with strategy, then there's a bunch of others like Meta Planet and SWCH 100 and Capital B, and there's a bunch. And the kind of information you can get at an event like that, I think, can help you potentially make smarter investment decisions. And I think there's something to be said for, the investment of knowledge might actually pay off if you're rolling with a portfolio in this. That's just my personal opinion.
No, I mean, that's the feedback. That's the feedback. So when I was running the Bitcoin for Corporations conference strategy, that was the feedback we got from our sponsors there. Some of them paid a lot of money to sponsor, but every single one of them said, holy crap, the ROI was amazing, on the sponsor side. On the people buying ticket side, I mean, I don't remember how much the tickets were for Santa Monica last year, Tim. It was $1,000 probably.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, it was high for a one-day conference ticket, but you walked away going, that was, $1,025 worth of content.
Yeah. Nice.
So, sorry. Adrian's my joke judge.
I was doing the math on that, and I was like, wait a second, 20 carry the 5.
Positive ROI.
You guys are the math guys. Make it look pretty.
Adrian's like, I should be getting more than $175 to produce this media content.
I know. Yeah. Well, and I predicted when we started this 6 weeks ago, 130,000 Bitcoin in the day of the conference. So what do we got here? We got 5 days, 5 days to make up $13,000.
What did you say? You said 130?
130 day of the conference. So I'm sticking to that for now. And I'll stick till that until the day of the conference. Then I'll say whatever the number is that day. I'll say that's the number I predicted.
Yeah.
50-50, man. 50% of the time, I'm always right.
Yeah. So yeah, personally excited, obviously, as I've said. Is there anything else you guys want to cover about the event itself? Otherwise, if you guys, I think you do have a general, obviously, interest and maybe opinions on the Bitcoin accumulating companies space, we could have a little chat about that. If you want to get into that, maybe you don't because you're working with these companies now. I don't know. But is there more to the conference?
Well, I recently joined the team of Arcadia B, which is the first official treasury company in Mexico. We've since been informed that there's other companies that have been accumulating it, but off the record and not making it public, et cetera, private companies. But, each one of these geographies has just got its very unique attributes. I mean, Simon and Dylan have just done amazing things in the Japanese market. We look at what Alexandre has done in the French market. And so, the Mexican market's got its own unique challenges with a challenging bureaucratic environment and going public difficult and finding that public money that most of the family offices in Mexico have all their money outside of Mexico. And so it's going to be interesting saying, hey, here's a way to get in Bitcoin in the Mexican market and see what the reaction is. So, we've got a whole different challenge in front of us than Eric Semler did, than Alexandre does, than any of these other ones. And so I do not think that there is a real playbook. Saylor said, here's my playbook, and you can look at it and go, well, that's really cool, but I don't have a good tight end, or I don't have a good defensive secondary. And so each team then has to adapt to whatever their playbook is going to play for them. Tim and I have been on 3 other podcasts today, and this always comes up. Like, what is a Bitcoin treasury company? I don't know. Biggest Bitcoin treasury company in the world, Tesla? Biggest company in the world with Bitcoin on their balance sheet? Or do you have to be all in on Bitcoin in order to be a Bitcoin treasury company? If Apple bought 1 Bitcoin, are they now a Bitcoin treasury company?
You're asking me that question?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say no. It's just not meaningful. But per definition, do they hold any Bitcoin? Yeah. But they wouldn't even get to in my book, but I could very likely be wrong. I wouldn't consider that a treasury company. To me, it's like there's the treasury companies like Tesla that has 10,000 Bitcoin, and that's what they focused on their core business. And then there's the Bitcoin accumulating companies, which are the ones running the playbook with the sole focus of getting more Bitcoin per share, like Strategy, Meta, Planet, SWCH 100, etc., capital B. So, I mean, technically, I guess the answer would be yes, but in my book, I would say no, I'm not interested.
Yeah, and there's not a right answer. I wasn't putting you on the spot. It's like they're good questions.
Hey, real quick, I think Adrian needs to jump. So I don't know if you had any parting words, Adrian, but really appreciate you joining us while you're chasing 32 people around.
All good. It's going to be great, and I hope to see everybody there, meet everybody. I might be a little crazed at times, but pub key afterwards, I'll shake everyone's hand, and yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Anders, for having me, and wonderful to meet you. Truly.
Great to meet you, Adrian. Looking forward to meeting you probably at Pub Key Tuesday evening, next evening. I hope to see you there. So you're super busy. You got to travel. You got to go. Just log out. And thanks for being here and sharing. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thanks.
And just a heads up. Ed and Adrian kind of only jumped on last minute. That's why when I tweeted this out, which wasn't that long ago, 2 hours ago, I mentioned I would have Tim on, but super happy that more of the crew of the conference were here, so we can get that idea of what's going to happen next week in New York City.
Yeah, Ed, do you have any idea what's going to happen next week?
Nope. I'm sitting here answering every single individual who wants to know details. Anyways, yeah, no, it's we had to really focus, right? I mean, with 6 weeks and 4 people and 5 people on the team, we had to just say, this is what we can do. Tim had about 10 other ideas of what we could do, and I just had to keep telling him, nope. We gotta get the core of it right, and then we can build from there. And so we're getting close. I'm down to 5 Post-it notes of what needs to be done. Get that all done before the show. It'll go off flawlessly, and then we can build from there. But yeah, we really wanted to focus. When my wife and I were planning our wedding, I said I want the music and the booze. That's all that anybody ever remembers from a wedding is the music and the booze, right? Nobody ever goes, oh, remember the food at that wedding, or remember the place? I mean, sometimes they're like, oh, that place was so beautiful. But I've been to weddings in Mexico in little towns where it was like in a warehouse and you're like, the best wedding ever, right? But if it's bad music or it's bad booze, it's like, let's go home early. So for our event, it's about the content and the production value and the networking. So we're going to have that content, and the production value is going to be there. It's going to be incredibly entertaining. And we have a team of ex-Wall Street people that are all, either MSTR wealthy or Bitcoin wealthy that just want to give back, that know how to connect people, that are going to be walking around the room with our sponsors saying, hey, this person needs to meet this person, needs to meet this person. Tim and I will be doing that. You're going to be helping us with that, Anders, as you know, everyone. This event's going to be about connection. Nobody's going to walk away from that event going, I really didn't meet anybody useful. This is going to be connection and the most amazing content you've seen. The box lunches will probably suck. We'll just put it out there. No, I have no idea. Where are you getting them from, Tim? Can you disclose that?
It's a secret, but I don't know. Do you want to disclose what we thought this morning we would not disclose, or save that for later?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, see, that's perfect. That's perfect. Some additional attendees that will be.
Oh no, I mean that you're the one that has the confidence level on that. I mean, I'm just joking. My friend TJ Miller is going to be there, so he's going to introduce Saylor. He's going to be on this panel. He's a big time Bitcoiner. I don't know if you've met him, Anders, but yeah, he goes around. He does comedy around the country and talks about Bitcoin when he's on stage. But I don't know. You might want to hold off on that one. It's up to you, Tim. I don't know how much they really committed.
Yeah, no, we'll have some special guests that everyone in the room, they'll be like, oh, and that person's here. That's pretty cool. So,
Okay, it's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is going to be there with Justin Bieber and the Hawk Tua girl.
Probably not.
Probably not. None of those. None of the above.
Now you're challenging me. Don't challenge me. Don't challenge me.
Okay.
Just think Bitcoin Treasury people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some Bitcoin Treasury people that are going to show up that we didn't think were coming, but they pinged us and said, we're going to be there. And we're like, damn straight you're going to be there. How could you not?
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool. At least that's our hope. And yeah, we're doing everything we can to pull everything together, and could not ask for a better team of people to just get this done. So, and Andres, appreciate you flying all the way across the country to participate and represent Metaplanet, really, right?
Yeah, I'll probably shout out to my good buddy Jonas Extemas, who gifted me this hat. So yeah, since they can't attend, I might just wear that. I guess. So Metaplanet is exposed there. There you go.
I got this one.
And no, I wouldn't want to miss it, Tim. I'm looking forward. So thanks for having me part of helping everything run smooth and create some good content there and connect people. I love that part. I love talking to people. So, and it's going to be great people there. So yeah, once again, if anyone just joined recently or missed it, Anders BTC 21 is actually 21% off. And Tim, do you have a new URL than that tricky one there that is on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is.
BitcoinTreasuries.media.
Okay.
And then you can just click on tickets on there, and it'll take you right there.
Okay. All right. Right. So I'll amend this because I haven't. This is the first show I've done in a month. It's exactly 1 month ago. I had Corey Clipston on talk about both Sequans, but also that Swan want to pursue going public and becoming a treasury company themselves and everything. And I've been traveling. I gave a keynote on investing in Bitcoin accumulating companies at BTC Helsinki, the first ever Bitcoin conference in the Nordics. Hosted a panel there with 3 different Swedish backs, and yeah, I'm about ready to start producing some videos again, and hope to do several here before this event, so I can hopefully entice more people to come hang out and learn and meet people. Yeah.
Awesome.
Is there anything else you guys want to add to this, or?
It's Friday night, man.
It is.
I'm gonna have one.
And you guys are busy.
One glass of wine with my wife at dinner, and then be back here in the office. And then I got 2 kids' soccer games this weekend, which I'll dive out for. But then back here in the office. So if by the time you see me at Pub Key on Wednesday night, I look like a zombie, don't worry about it. So.
You won't. But sounds great, Ed. It won't take more of your guys' time because you're busy putting everything together, which is a lot, as we've learned. So yeah, thanks, Ed, for coming on and sharing. And nice to meet you as well for the first time. I mean, you've been around for a long time. You have
on the button.
Sorry?
Let's take a chance on the button here.
There's Bitcoin and there's everything else.
There's Bitcoin.
You either take the orange pill now, or you'll be forced to take the orange suppository later.
Yeah. You hear that? Just barely.
Yeah, I think that was Knut Svenholm, that last one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
the intrinsic value of Bitcoin, you ask? Way more than $1 million bucks, I'll tell you that much.
yeah. Samson Mao is putting these out. I can't remember the name of his store, but yeah, I just sit here and pound on my Bitcoin button all day, and there's like 100 different quotes on there. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump, and thank you everyone who was tuned in. And we'll either see you on Wednesday or see you on the live stream. And keep up the good work, Anders.
I appreciate it. Likewise, Ed. Thank you very much, Tim. Well, you can jump off, Ed, because you got family dinner, you got everything. I'll just sign up with Tim maybe, if Tim, first of all, again, just looking forward, of course, but yeah, any final words from you on the conference, or what's your plans Friday night now? It's 5 p.m. in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's 5 p.m. I'm at the office. I'm going to head from here down to invite only kind of after party for the Gemini launch on the NASDAQ today.
Nice.
The Winklevi. So that'll be cool. Ed was very gracious and gave me his invite since he's in Atlanta tonight and is not flying up for it. So stop by there and kind of say hi to a few people, and then from there go spend time with family over the weekend, and be back here Monday as everybody starts flying in to prepare for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Tim, and especially thank you to everyone watching last time. I know I mentioned it several times, but some people, people jump on and off a live stream. That's the code Anders BDC 21 if you want 21% off, and it's happening all of Wednesday next week with a party in the evening at PopKey, but already Tuesday evening there's just open people meeting up at PopKey. If you're just in town, you don't get a ticket and you just want to hang out, there's a chance to come and meet Tim Kotzman himself Tuesday night at PopKey.
I mean, heck, I was at PubKey last night and I threw a picture into the Unconference Signal chat, and within a couple minutes, people stopped over and they're like, "Hey, it's the pre-party." So yeah, no, lots of Bitcoiners in New York that it's cool to just pop into PubKey, and I'm so excited to see everyone, and thanks everyone for supporting the event through tickets and sponsoring, and I think it's going to be awesome, and then we'll go from there. We'll take all the feedback, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, and try to be better, faster, stronger, just like all these treasury companies.
That's right. All right. Thank you so much, Tim. And thank you for having me next Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it. Excited to be back in Manhattan, where I haven't been for, I don't know how long, a long time.
It's gonna be electric. I retweeted something yesterday. Someone posted NYC is a lot more fun with IPOs. So it's IPO season in NYC. So come feel the energy. And if you've never been to PubKey, it's such a cool vibe. They have the best smash burgers. And if you've been to PubKey, I can only imagine you just can't wait to get back. So it's definitely a rite of passage. And Wednesday night is going to be really special. We don't know all the special guests that may make an appearance at PubKey, wink, wink, but there's a 50-50 shot that some people who have never been to PubKey that are, associated with strategy may or may not show up. So I think it's going to be so much fun.
For sure. Yeah. And that what you're talking about there is Tuesday or Wednesday or both?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. Yeah. Yep. And for good reasons. I haven't been at PubKey either, so looking forward to that. Had a good chat with Mike Germano in Vegas at one of the after parties, and yeah, just looking forward to all of it. So yeah, that once again, thank you everyone for watching, and thanks Tim for sharing, and looking forward to next week.
Thanks for hosting us today. Really appreciate it. This has been fun.
That's good. All right. So see you guys on the next one. That will latest be next week if I'm not doing something in the weekend, or later today. Who knows? Cheers.